Hey you guys, and welcome back to the follow-up and conclusion to my Spring Year 1 min-max guide using the Skull Cavern method. In today's video, I'll recap how things went in the first 28 days from what went well, what went wrong, and where I think things could be improved upon. To wrap things up, I'll cover what my farm looks like through summer, so sit back, enjoy, and consider subscribing if you want to see more content like this in the future. The Skull Cavern method is, in my opinion, the best way to make the most amount of gold during your first month on the farm. If you aren't familiar with this strategy, I published an entire series of my first month, link in the description below. If you haven't checked it out, I highly recommend you do that first before watching this. It takes a lot of planning and may not be suited for first-time players, but I cover a ton of tips and tricks that are worth considering even if the Skull Cavern is not your primary objective. My goal for this run was simple: unlock the Skull Cavern as early as possible and farm iridium ore to smelt into iridium bars and sell for 1500 gold each. Without further ado, let's take a quick sprint down memory lane. My journey began with my fiberglass rod in hand by day 2 and a stretch of fishing that would have me seeing catfish in my dreams. Day 3 may be the luckiest day I've ever had in game when I fished out a treasure chest with not only a powerful sword and Neptune's glaive, but an iridium band to boot. Fishing level 10 would come by day 11 and I was ready to catch the hardest fish in the game, the legend. He may have eluded me in the first and second hook, but third time's a charm and he was mine before noon. With my glaive in hand, I pummeled my way through the mines until I had the Skull Cavern key and the bus to the desert fixed on the 16th. The 17th was my first day in the Skull Cavern, where I found the first prismatic shard to upgrade to the Galaxy Sword within minutes on level 4. This first run was the start of a long stretch of daily Skull Cavern dives powered by spicy eels and triple shot espressos, where I stockpiled iridium and prismatic shards like a bona fide hoarder. Don't worry though, I didn't neglect my other responsibilities around the farm. By the 1st of summer, I reached level 6 farming to unlock quality sprinklers and had upgraded my pickaxe to iridium quality, my hoe to gold quality, and my axe to steel quality. Let's take a quick look at the results of the Skull Cavern dives. In total, I made 10 visits to the Skull Cavern. Some of those weren't full day visits, but I managed to mine out 982 iridium that's worth 294,600 gold once smelted into bars. I also found 12 prismatic shards. The first one was used for the Galaxy Sword. I need 3 every week to trade for magic rock candy, and the rest can be sold for 2,000 gold each. If I were to stop here, I made over 475,000 gold in total earnings, and over 500,000 gold if I were to sell everything. But that's not where this run stops, because I had something else in mind: starfruits. But first, before we get into the summer harvest, I have some final thoughts on spring. This was an excellent run by most standards, but that doesn't mean there's no room for improvement. As far as upgrades go, I could make some more waves by starting tool upgrades earlier. Beginning an upgrade on day 3 can open up more options, whether I start with the axe or the pickaxe. This also impacts early bundles because I was relying on 2 of the spring crops, spring foraging, or crab pop bundles to unlock the boiler room and then the vault. An axe upgrade would give me the hardwood needed for the construction bundle. Alternatively, with a little bit of luck, I could find the 10 hardwood needed by smashing crates in the mines. Speaking of the mines, I think walking through the dirt patches, as long as they're not out of the way, is a good idea to farm Duggies. I didn't bother, but they do drop cherry bombs 25% of the time, and those prove to be very useful. As far as inventory management, I would try to save any diamonds and rubies I received from fishing or the mines when possible so I could trade them once the desert's unlocked. This may leave me a little tight on gold, but it's probably worth it for the spicy eels and triple shot espressos in Skull Cavern. When it comes to bombs, the mega bomb is king, and I do regret wasting so much precious coal on the other kinds of bombs. Oh, and don't be a forehead like me and forget to save your bat wings for lightning rods. I do wish I found some time to shake oak trees and collect more acorns, but I can't pinpoint many opportunities to do so. My lack of foraging levels will also come back to bite me in a big way later on. Finally, I think I could clean up the farming a bit by keeping better track of the experience needed to level 6 and making more use of the mixed seeds I found after day 1. If I were to do this run again, I'd also be more aggressive with how much deluxe speed grow I bought, because it's possible to get 600 plus starfruit planted on the first day of summer. Okay, now that that's out of the way, let's check how things went down in summer. Those parsnips I planted in spring left my fields intact and ready for starfruit. I swung by Clint's to pick up my iridium pickaxe and sell enough iridium bars to buy the rest of the seeds I needed. At the end of the day, I had 480 180 starfruit planted, as well as some summer crops for the bundles, including enough melons and corn to get 5 gold quality of each. Skull Cavern dives resumed, but they were quickly interrupted by a problem I hadn't ever considered in what went down as one of the most bizarre days I've played in Stardew. On the 4th, I had an unexpected and early thunderstorm. That sounds great in theory because I need batteries, but I only have 1 lightning rod and I don't have my foraging at level 6 yet to craft more. So in order to protect my fields, I spent most of the day on the farm with a lightning rod by my side. When I saw lightning strike, I picked up my now charging lightning rod so that it would be ready to intercept the next strike. I did swing by the desert to trade for a magic rock candy and 96 more deluxe speed grow to increase the second starfruit harvest. When this nightmare was all said and done, I ended up losing a tree with a tapper on it and 1 starfruit, but the damage could have been much worse. The run continued with more cavern dives, and on the 9th, I began my oak tree farm at the train station to begin producing oak resin for kegs. My first harvest of starfruit was ready on Wednesday the 10th, which brought me from level 6 to level 10 farming, where I chose the agriculturalist perk. That's important because it means I can get a 3rd starfruit harvest this season. This will also get me the 3rd pumpkin harvest in fall, as long as I keep the profession for the first planting, and then I can switch to the artisan profession using the statue in the sewers. I'll need that to increase the sell price of that sweet, sweet starfruit. Moving on, we knocked out some more cavern dives and then picked back up on the 17th, where I begin to prep an even larger field for more starfruit. The 18th is a Thursday, so I mosey on over to the desert where I purchase 475 more deluxe speed grow, because at this point, our starfruit field will be massive with over 1,000 crops. I get all of this into the ground on the 19th, and the heavy lifting for this run is nearly over. The next day is Saturday the 20th, and I knock out some bundles. On the 22nd, I check in on my oak tree farm and start to slap some tappers on those trees. I knocked out some more cavern dives the next couple days and was ready to put some more tappers around my farm on the 25th. Moving on, my final starfruit harvest is ready on the 27th, and this is important because we need to retain the deluxe speed grow into fall. I can do this if I plant wheat on the 27th because it's multi-seasonal and will be ready to harvest on the 1st of fall. Before I pass out tonight though, I begin building a keg empire at the bus stop because I'm sure Pam will appreciate the smell of fermentation every morning. My total starfruit haul for the season was approximately 2,100, which, with the artisan profession and a base sell price of 3,150 gold, will net me over 6.5 million gold when turned into starfruit wine. Fast forward to the 1st of fall, and I'm sitting on over 1.3 million in total earnings. I can now harvest the wheat, plant pumpkins, and admire the nearly 1.5 million in total earnings by the 3rd of fall. So now, let's look at the results of the Skull Cavern dives in summer. In total, I made 16 visits to the Skull Cavern. Some of those weren't full day visits, but I managed out 3,132 iridium ore that's worth 939,600 gold once smelted into bars. I also found 35 prismatic shards. Combine those figures with the spring results and I totaled 4,114 iridium ore worth 1,234,200 gold, as well as 47 prismatic shards over 26 visits to the cavern. Alright, so now we're all caught up to present day. My Skull Cavern dives are now going deeper and my keg empire continues to grow. It's hard to estimate where this run will end after 1 year, but it's safely going to be over 10 million. I had a blast making it to this point, but now's the time to catch up with the villagers I've been neglecting, work on completing the community center, and enjoy the benefits of my hard work and planning. Check this guy out. He's sleeping. So that wraps up spring and summer of year 1 for now. I honestly didn't think I was going to make it this far, but I'm glad I did. Let me know what you thought of this video in the comments if you want, and stay tuned for more Stardew content very soon. Finally, thank you so much for everyone who has stuck around through my very first series on YouTube. I really appreciate the support and hope to hear from you all soon. Be sure to subscribe if you want to see what project I tackle next, and thanks for watching. Oh, before I go, check out this gift I received. See, it's my logo on a hat. Okay, I'm done this time, I promise. Bye.